The way we're raised as children, we're taught to conform, we're taught to behave ourselves. They tell us what we're doing wrong, they correct us so that we don't continue to do wrong, and they give us consequences to make us afraid so that we behave in the right way. And that's a very effective way to train a kid to behave, just like it's an effective way to train a horse. You punish bad behavior, reward good behavior. And that is in large part what people do. But the focus is more on punishing bad behavior than it is on rewarding good behavior. If we want to build confidence, if we really want to believe in ourselves and recognize what we're capable of achieving, it's just a little bit of diligence and consistency. That's really the key. Human beings have five sensory modalities. It's what we taste, what we smell, what we hear, what we see, and what we feel. Those are the five modalities. Now, out of them, we're going to get the most bang for our buck, focusing on two: what we see and what we hear. Now, it could be what we see externally, or it could be what we see inside of our mind when we visualize, or it could be what we hear, what other people say, what we hear on a radio or a television, or it could be the things we are hearing that we are telling ourselves. And that's where you're going to get the most in terms of building your confidence. Self-talk is huge. And I'll start with that. A lot has been said about affirmations, and a lot of people have tried it without having extraordinary results. And so they dismiss it. They say, oh, that's nonsense. It doesn't work. And it won't work if you don't do it the right way. Start with the word affirmation. It's affirming what you already believe about yourself. If you're trying to convince yourself that you're great and you have a belief that you're not, it's not going to work. And so that's where it starts. You have to have something that you believe about yourself. You have to focus in on what is good about yourself. And a lot of people have a hard time recognizing what's good about themselves because all their life they've been focused on what they do wrong. A lot of that comes from the upbringing, and a lot of that comes from self-protection. We're trying to not make the same mistakes, figuring that if we focus our attention on the mistakes, we're not going to be as likely to repeat them. And that is probably not true. And even if it were true, there's a lot of negative consequences from focusing on what you do wrong. It starts with focusing on what you do well. There's some general affirmations I could give you, but the most effective way to do it is to zero in on what it is you believe, what it is you're currently thinking, and tailor these affirmations accordingly. That's really the most effective way to do it. And the power of affirmations is in repeating them. Because what's happening right now is you are repeating the things you believe about yourself over and over and over again. And that carries a lot of weight. That wields a lot of power. They are, in effect, hypnotic suggestions because you're suggesting to yourself these things that you believe, and it just becomes more and more ingrained. Once you are on that cycle where you think you're not good enough or you think you're not able, you're just going to continue to reaffirm that over and over again. And when something comes into your life that contradicts that belief, you're going to make an excuse. You're going to have a thought that's going to say, "Oh no, that's not true," because that person just saying that to be nice, or I know that's not true. So you're going to dismiss it. You're not going to believe it. And everything that happens in your life that validates what it is you already believe, you're going to just reinforce that belief. And so it's something that we really need to pay attention to and monitor. Carries a lot of weight. Tom O'Ryan, equestrianhypnocoach.com.